Hello, welcome to Swaraj. 2 days ago, I tweeted a very innocuous looking tweet to the three commissionerates in Hyderabad, Cyberabad, Hyderabad, and Rachakonda. It started after I heard a message on television that Iran or some leadership in Iran had warned that American targets anywhere in the world would be hit. As a citizen, naturally, I was concerned. So I put out a tweet to all the three commissioners that I mentioned, asking them if there was enough security measures in place. Of course, I did use two critical words in that. One is a word called jihadi, which every media house in this country uses. And the second, of course, I used the word peaceful, which is a moniker. Why did I use these two words? Was to indicate that there might be some people who are brainwashed into doing incidents of terror. Now, I didn't mean a particular religion at that, or a particular community at that. What I meant was, are there people in this particular category who you have not checked, or whose background you have not checked? Since then, there was a reply within minutes from Mr. Sajjanar, who is very active on Twitter. In fact, he is the only police commissioner who replies immediately on Twitter. And he told me that, yes, we have intelligence in place, we have our people in place, we have the machinery in place. And of course, if you have anything else that you notice, please let us know. Predictably, next day, that is yesterday, a whole lot of politicians jumped into the bandwagon, starting with Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi, the MP of MIM from Hyderabad. God knows what he had to do in this, because he was not involved in any way. The message was not directed to him in any kind, but he jumped into it, as is known for Mr. Owaisi to do. He questioned Mr. Sajjanar as to why did he reply to me. Now that is a moot point. The problem is that not that I tweeted. The problem is, why did Mr. Sajjanar reply to me and say this particular message which I described before, that is, we are looking into it, kind of thing. Now, Mr. Owaisi then did not stay there. He then immediately jumped to another subject, which is the Disha encounter case, and he questioned Mr. Sajjanar as to why those 4 people were killed and not subjected to a 3rd degree. Instead, why did you kill them? From that incident itself, you will know that the target of Mr. Sajjanar, the targeting of Mr. Sajjanar was deliberately done. It was nothing to do with the fact that it was me who was tweeting or Mr. Sajjanar was replying. What would have happened if the other 2 commissionerates also had responded? Well, it's a big question. But he specifically wanted to target Mr. Sajjanar because in his mind, the Disha encounter case was at the back of his mind. And he wanted to take on Mr. Sajjanar then, and he could not do. So here he found a chance. He said, here is something I can finger him on, and he got into it. Predictably, thousands of his supporters, I know that for sure, because these are all a part of the WhatsApp group. These are handles that have been created in the last 6 months to almost till yesterday. We have 15 followers, 5 followers, 10 followers on Twitter, and they started badgering me. Abuse, the most abusive language, threats in every way, saying, one, they will kill me, they will maim me, they will hit me. Well, everything under the sun. This is precisely what I meant when I tweeted that, saying, are there threats? If these people can threaten a person like me, imagine if somebody brainwashes them into saying that your religion is under threat or your faith is under threat. These people can do anything. So I'm not talking, I just took examples of a few American companies in Hyderabad, and I said, even if a simple small incident happens in any of these companies, be it Microsoft, Google, Facebook, because these are all, the India headquarters are located in Hyderabad. Even a small incident happens, the Americans will blow it up 100 times and make it sound as if Hyderabad has become the terror capital of the world. Mr. K.T. Ramarao has spent enormous amount of time building brand Hyderabad. I appreciate him for it. He has kind of every forum that he kind of pitches brand Hyderabad. But if a single incident of this nature happens because of the negligence of the security forces, both within the establishment, that is in an organization like Microsoft, where there are only private security guards, or a Google, a building in which other companies are also located. Suppose something happens, who is responsible? Brand Hyderabad will go back 50 years from where it is today and be very difficult to build it back. Because at the end of the day, just like the Disha encounter case, remember, when Disha was raped and killed, every parent was worried, saying that what was really happening. They felt that Hyderabad has suddenly become the rape capital of the world. It took a lot of convincing of the various authorities involved, including the encounter that followed, to make it sure, to make it learn, to tell the people around that, look, Hyderabad is a safe place. I'm not scared of anybody. These guys who are threatening me are all from MIM. I know that pretty well because they are all from the same group. Couple of my friends are there in their WhatsApp group and they warned me saying that, Suresh, your name is there, your name is being put there and you are being threatened. But I'm not really bothered because end of the day, I believe in standing up for a good cause. Of course, I'm affiliated or I rather lean towards a political party, but that doesn't mean that I sell my brains on the floor. I know what I am. I know who I am. And I know for 10 years I've been on Twitter. And I know how to tweet. And I saw a lot of these newspapers today who went to town hammering me saying, oh, there are something called etiquettes in tweeting. I would like to ask the same journalist, including one newspaper, I don't want to name them, who just last week said, how could rioters avoid CCTV cameras by camouflaging various things? Imagine you're telling a terrorist how to avoid a CCTV camera without getting caught. That article went national, viral, and a lot of people condemned it. But the concerned newspaper did not even put up a word of apology. Today's newspapers, I'm not faulting all of them, peddle fake news. We saw that in the CAA agitation. We saw how 15 people were made to look like 15,000 people. How a 25,000 people march in the lower Tangbund Road was suddenly made to look like 1 million people march. This is what they do. They pick up the low-hanging fruit, people like me and you, because we cannot react. But they won't take on a politician like Owaisi and question him because they are scared of him. Well, Mr. Owaisi, I can tell you, I can look up into your eyes directly and say, I'm not really scared of you. I'm not. And I care a damn for what you say because for me, my country is important. The security of my country is extremely important. And I will go any lengths to ensure that my people, our people, the Indian people stay safe. My tweet was meant for that. My tweet was meant to ask a question and every right as a citizen to ask a question. And I believe that the police should answer each and every citizen. Be it the police, be it GHMC, be it anybody. If I'm tweeting somebody, that person has a responsibility to answer and say whatever it is, yes, no, maybe, I don't know, whatever it is. They can't keep silent. And Mr. Owaisi, if he thinks that he can browbeat the police authorities by asking them to stay silent or issue a clarification, which I thought was really not needed. Because Sajjanar's tweet that day was very clear. Any common sense, any person with a minimum common sense would have understood the English that was typed out there. So, all those guys who are threatening me out there, more than 2,000 of them who have been kind of on my Twitter handle, coming and abusing me, let me tell them one thing. Boss, I'm not scared of you. I've seen enough of you in life. Okay? We Indians have seen invaders over the years. We have survived generations. Our history is full of people, of kings and queens who have fought back the invaders, Islamic invaders who came from all over the place. The British were fought, the Portuguese were fought, everyone was fought. And as Indian, as a proud Indian, I expect every Indian of every religion to stand up and fight anyone who wants to destroy my country. I will not allow my country to go be destroyed, be it anti-CA agitation or the NRC or whatever it is. Because you guys are looking for an excuse to bring down the reputation of my country, our country, India. Jai Hind.